Welcome back, everyone, to Minna Maxford's adventure in Faerun. Um, Things are a little goopy right now, a little on fire, but we're at the beach. Summertime win. Uh, as I came back, I realized I should probably get some of these base spells kind of cast to ease my navigation of this initial area. Um, for some reason, it slipped my mind that there are ritual spells. Um, I did not remember that being a thing. Maybe I'm just completely misremembering this game, but I mean, it has been 2 years. But I was like, oh man, I can cast Longstrider and Animal Friendship for free. That's great. But that may have always been the case. I just forgot. But that definitely helped, especially since I did my little quasi long rest at the end of last session and forgot that you don't get back spell slots. Well, actually, I forgot I was almost out of spell slots. Is what I forgot. But it's okay. My drum magic is buffing me up here. If I run into any animals, I'll be able to talk to them, and I can now move much farther. I'm going to take this potion of mind reading. Um, because that seems like it could be useful. If I run into any ne'er do wells around here, I need to know their intentions. Also, I have this cool cape um, that I'm gonna say is a cape of heroism, um, and I'm not gonna do a poll about it. Minna Maxford is wearing a cape. That's that's just something you're gonna have to live with. All right, so uh, one of the polls was where do we head first? Like straight inland as fast as possible, examine the crash site, or just along the beach. Obviously, you have to go a little way along the beach, but there does come a sort of fork in the road, and the one that won was examine the crash site. So we are going to uh, take not an immediate left, but pretty quickly here. We're going to take a hard left into that crash site area. Um, I need to find my favorite book of shanties up here on the dock first, and then once I pick that up, and of course we have to worry: is that intellect devourer our new friend? Us, the intellect devourer? It doesn't have a name, but how do we know? How do we know if it is or isn't? He wasn't wearing a name tag. Um, so this, those of you who don't know, is about the deity Umberly or Umberly, who is a chaotic evil uh, goddess of the ocean, who's kind of like Poseidon, but just like the angry part of Poseidon. Um, and I think that there's a temple to Umberly in the late game. Um, that book does not have any real bearing on the plot. It's just a cool bit of flavor that I really enjoy. And yes, that is what they call her. In if you go into any civilized city, uh, they use the B word to describe her because the sailors do not appreciate how she stirs up the sea to crash their ships. Anyway, we're going into the crash site here.
More of those wretched things.
A lot of dead people. That's fine. All right, so these little guys are traditionally not too hard. For some reason, I thought that there used to be 3 of them. I don't know. Again, it's been 2 years since I played this game. The details are a little fuzzy. I do remember I have done this battle and had it not be easy. Um, but in this case, I actually tried out some new tactics just to see if I can mix things up a bit. I've snuck before. I've done the sneaky part, but I took this cantrip of minor illusion, so I figured I would see if it works on them. Like, first I was like, should I just shoot it? No, 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 no. That's too easy. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a minor illusion over here. Let's make a little rat appear. They all scurry over. It disappears very quickly, and then that traditionally could have been very bad because I'm not trained in stealth, and I only have a 12 dexterity. So really, that brain is just rolling very bad at perception, is what's going on in the back end. And then I'm going to sneak back down. And again, this is not the ideal tactic. Like, the ideal tactic would have been I stand up there on the ledge and just shoot at them from an elevated position. But that's too easy. That's not entertaining. Here we go. Yeah.
Better stay back. One strike could be lethal. First step is the hardest.
Run up and flourish on it to knock it off balance. It doesn't even hit me. I think Minna made some comment about better be careful. One false move could mean the end. And given how this battle goes, it's kind of like an amusing warning. I do think that these creatures, if you get very unlucky, can ruin your day. But since I have Long Strider, and magically my shove bonus action is working despite having an 8 strength, I'm just able to keep running away from them, and they can't get close enough in time to actually attack me. I'm sure that purple goo is fine. I have boots on. I'm not a halfling with my, bare feet pattering around in it. There. Just right, we are playing on balanced mode. This isn't story mode. It's just the Long Strider means I could outpace them very easily, and my shove attacks were magically doing work. Alright, so let's see what happens when this gets shot. Well, I think we could have all predicted that. Minna seems very proud of herself for causing an explosion, as I think she should be. Explosions are traditionally a value add to any video game. Not every video game, at every juncture, but I think you'll find that most video games do benefit from at least one explosion. Like The Sims, I think there are a few carefully, tactically placed explosions in those games. Usually, like an appliance blowing up or something, or like a firework misfiring or something. everything video game related, it's going to be better with at least one explosion somewhere inside. Too many is bad. You don't want too many explosions. Except for, like, Blast Core or Fantavision, a game about fireworks. You need a lot of explosions in that case. But now we are pursuing our directive of being inquisitive and just looking at everything. Submerged dock, sure, gotta check it out. Gotta check out that submerged dock. We got some crates here. Oh, we found some thieves' tools. Found a lyre. We're obviously not gonna switch to that. We need the sacred Donkey Konga drum so that Kyle Bossman will be our friend. Here's our first lockpicking attempt, which is a very easy one. And, of course we needed that 19, for sure. Got some nice... Okay, so leather helmet. So when I go into the menus, I'm probably going to fast forward like I am right now. So all I'm doing here is equipping the leather helmet and making it so that the leather helmet doesn't appear. If we get like a really cool helmet later, I might have it appear. But we had a whole poll about hair. I'm not going to just immediately hide the hair. I also forgot that you could jump into the water and just die, which seems insane, but here we are. Alright, well, gotta go back to the crash site. Our directive was investigate the crash site, so I have to look around. I gotta see what else is in this crash, A lot of fire, a lot of goop, a lot of flesh. No sphincters anymore. All the sphincters blew up, apparently. We don't need a skull. We have one already, thank you. There's a lot of fire there. Alright, let's go see this guy.
A mind flayer, and it's hurt.
Who are you?
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. Yes, you feel hate, and you deserve to be punished for it. You should be whipped, made to bow
Feels like
before
you should
this
be upset.
creature in shame. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to
No.
love it. But then the feeling
See, this is
slips.
the influence of the
creature's
parasocial
mind
trying
seems to
to
focus elsewhere.
convince you that your love is true because of you espousing love and friendship on the stream. It's a really dangerous situation.
Your
Tentacles may
mind
be involved.
spews, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive, and with your very body you can provide.
Whoa. Listen, buddy. Minna's not into providing things from her body. Certainly not to a freakazoid like you.
The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Yeah, those wet orange pearls. So, yeah, I feel like Minna's not the kind of person that's going to leave a life form just suffering and dying.
Monster. Death is too good for it.
All right, so we're going to continue exploring this this crash site here. Hopping around, a little platforming. Get Janet Garcia on the phone. Yeah, weirdly not a lot of loot in the crashed Nautiloid. I always do find it funny when it gives you like a jump option and the diagram is like, all right, so first you hopped down and then you went over and you jumped. It's like, well, why can't you just move me? I'm moving the stick in that direction, so can't you just move me down? Oh no, we couldn't do that. Well, this fellow asked me for help.
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
All right, so this is the fellow that I said was 10,000 red flags made manifest,
There.
who lies to you and then
see
tries to stab you, and those things do both happen here. And you all said, no, he's hot, so it's fine. Which I commented is sort of what's wrong with society these days.
Not
But
if
you
want
know,
to keep that dull
literally no
neck of
one
yours.
chose the answer of
Now,
get off of
I
me, you
saw you on the
psychopath.
ship, didn't I? Not? Splendid. And now you're going to tell me exactly what you and those tentacled freaks did to me. Don't play dumb, you little... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on?
Alright, let's cast friends. One of the edicts of Min-Max. Friends.
You're not one of them. They took you. Just the same as me. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies. Indeed we are. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me. My, you've been busy. So, did you learn anything about these worms while wandering the ship? Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time. You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And anyone that can crash a mind flayer ship and walk away seems like a good person to know. All right, I accept. Lead on.
The Pale Elf. Yep, definitely that's what he is. A Pale Elf. No other prominent characteristics. Certainly no prominent canine istics. Yeah, so for the first level ups, we're just sort of doing the rudimentary things. I think I said this before, I'll probably do a poll once we hit the subclasses. And then post subclasses, probably after the first feat, I'll start asking if people want them to multi-class at all. Just because that's part of D&D is multi-classing,
No one stopped me yet.
and certainly part of the Baldur's Gate 3 experience is the fact that you can shape your character however you want to. I like how there's just a random pod out here that survived, like completely upright. You can't interact with it, it's just there. I guess we're supposed to assume that's what Astarion landed in, and that's why he was safe, is he was still like in the pod. But since we have animal speaking,
Away! Away! You're all the same. Too many of my kind died because of your spears, but not me!
yeah, I don't think you can really salvage that relationship. And to be honest, if Minna didn't already have like buckets of fish and a supply pack or two, she might have shot him because he needs some food. But so this is a bit of comedy here. If you've never found this spot before, I mean, this might be a revelation for you. But so there's a rock here,
In the mud around that
but
rock.
both of these characters are extremely weak in terms of strength, and so neither of them can move it. So that's and the game does not have the functionality to have them like team up
What to do?
to move it, which seems like one of the few oversights in the game. But it's fine. Like, if you could just have your characters team up on everything, that would not be fun gameplay. It's more amusing that these two people show up, see a heavy rock that looks like there might be treasure underneath it, and they're both like, well, can't do anything about that. It also does help to dispel the myth that like all vampires are buff, like strong. Or at least I've never seen a weak vampire. Like if you told me you ran into a vampire and you lost, or they lost an arm wrestling match to you, I would say that was not a vampire. Right. Again, following our edict to explore the crash. I think I've already thoroughly explored this portion of the crash, but never hurts to circle back. This little bit here is always a bit of a nuisance if you don't know to douse it with water. Just wander through and lose like 5 hit points. All right, I'm fast forwarding this part because it's just a lot of wandering around randomly up towards this area, but I'm not actually going up to the gate just yet. Um, so it seemed irrelevant to focus on. And get to the good part.
And let the goblins have it. Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad, twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them.
Your words flow to her, though you never speak them aloud.
I know what grows inside you, and I know of a cure.
Hells, this isn't worth it. I'm out of here.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
I feel like 90% of the people on Min-Max would reply with, say please.
Observe.
I could be wrong, but it feels like a very Min-Max response. Definitely Haley would. I feel like Sarah maybe. Kyle. Jeff. I don't know. It feels very Min-Maxy of a response. I do find it a little annoying that the only way to, and I could be wrong about this, the only way to get her out is to just like shoot at the bottom of the cage.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Crash? You mean like a manger?
You may as well
Like
suggest
like
a wyvern
crib?
bow to worms. The cure I offer will suffice as thanks.
I don't think that's gonna be good enough.
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter.
Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a gay tadpole, we must report to Augusto for purification.
If you've never looked up the etymology of the word creche,
You
it
have
is a
made an
real
ally
word.
from
You can look
Creche
it up.
Kalir. Few know such fortune. Call me Lae'zel. Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A creche must be near. We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
One of the things that's always fun in D&D. Oh well, we're gonna have another chat here. I think real quick.
Eager for battle.
Oh no, we're just leveling up. Anyway, one of the fun things about D&D is they are written by pretty smart people, and so they use a lot of high vocabulary and old vocabulary. And so you might come across a word where you're like, frenulation. One of those funny fantasy words. And no, it's just like a word we don't use anymore because no one lives in castles. Escarpment. Just, all sorts of funky little terminologies. Though the one term that I will never forgive a D&D book for is when there was a map
A long road ahead.
and it said in the description, you enter a lozenge-shaped room, and I looked at the map, and I was like, okay, I mean, they're not wrong, but that might be the worst term you could use to describe the shape of this room. I don't know what the better one would be. I guess long, six-sided, but lozenge was not the right choice. I haven't played a short character in Baldur's Gate 3 before. I like the little
You're
scoop
both twice as tall as me.
when they
but
hop
have
down.
half the bloody backbone.
But we don't know what that thing even is. And what about the crypt?
I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we... Stop! Got ourselves competition already. That's our ship. Well, in that case, come on, you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese, no?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese. Now move
In case
it.
any of you are wondering about the expression, the second
It'd be
mouse
quicker
gets
to
the
kill
cheese,
them.
the understanding is that the first mouse dies in the trap, and the second mouse would therefore get to eat the cheese because the first mouse died. I think it comes up in adventuring stories and things of that nature, where the more unsavory individuals with no honor would be like, haha, these suckers, we'll get them to go into the dungeon first, and then we'll get all the loot when they die. Alright, so pertaining to our inquisitive nature, we are, of course, not immediately going into the front door there, like fools. No, 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 we need to look around at literally everything and see our options. Gotta see what's going on. Also, we need to give some of these things to Astarion because he is the one who's going to be using them.
Time
Got a
and the elements
suspicious
have left the
statue out
plague
here.
unreadable.
Could that be up? Who knows? It'll forever be a mystery. Have a nice scenic overlook over here.
That's curious.
Now, some of you might be looking and expecting to see a certain shadow heart lingering beneath there, but actually, since I took that long rest, she has moved on. She's no longer there. So I'll have to find her later. Yeah, weirdly enough, Shadowheart does not feel like hanging around the outside of a door for 24 hours while I take a nap. It's getting all the treasure. Look at this fire arrow, more holes, some balsam. Once we get to the Druid Grove, I might actually get some potions set up, brew some stuff. At the moment, we don't really have that many ingredients. Alright, we got dagger root, skeleton. This poor skeleton. So did the skeleton die trying to open the hatch? Or... Like, I assume it's just there to help indicate its presence. Can I use my last... Do I? Oh, I guess I did not. I was wondering if I used my last bardic inspiration there. But I trusted Astarion's capabilities. He has a +7. I have multiple thieves' tools.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting
Alright,
times.
let's snooch on in. Right. I think this could easily be described as going in the back door of this dungeon. Some people could disagree, but I think this is pretty solidly back entrance to everything. We're gonna sort of wander around here a little bit, look at what's going on. As is our directive of touching everything. Yes, I am going to light basically everything. We're gonna have a nice warm ambiance.
Well, hello.
Good for a religious service, or maybe like reading, like a group reading sesh. Maybe a wine taste, or like a whiskey tasting. Maybe wine and whiskey. You know, we've got like this nice cave temperatures, keeping it at a nice chill level. Solid humidity, consistent air quality, very stable atmosphere.
Let's move.
I don't think they have charcuterie. I don't think they do. I could be wrong. I'm feeling the non-charcuterie vibe. So that might be a no from some people. But they've got the ambiance down. I think everyone has to agree that this warm lighting is really doing it. You know, put some tables out here in this like little sunlit area with the statue. Yeah, this could be nice. All right, let's see what's in this room.
Looks like someone wanted to bury their secrets.
Someone wanted to bury some secrets. Oh, a soul coin. That's nice.
Strange coin.
Let me tell
I
you,
wonder what it's worth.
when I first played this game, I knew what soul coins were because of them being in the Descent into Avernus adventure book. I could not comprehend what they would be used for in this game, because in
Can't give up now.
Descent into Avernus, they are... I mean, they are actually used for what they are used for in this game, which is to power a war machine. It's just, in this case, the war machine happens to be inside of someone.
Massive lock.
This is amusing. So, you know, let's try the approach I'm skilled at. No. I don't have any inspiration yet, unfortunately. So.
The tome does not
My
take
hand's all a
kindly to
tingle.
your tampering.
Well,
A feeling like pins
one
and
way to
needles lingers under your
wake
skin,
up my tingly
pricking and
hand.
prodding.
Punch it. Now, obviously, I have a net 0 on this. This is the second character I've played with where I try to do the magic option and it fails, and hitting it works. I'm starting to think that Larian
As the lock opens,
fixes
a
that
loose
die roll.
page comes with it. Magic pulses from the parchment. What was once script is now an obliterated scrawl. You have a sense these are names, a list. But of what?
Of course, I make this die roll, which is good because it's interesting lore.
Gods. These are the names of gods, once lost but now restored after the Second Sundering. The last 3 names in this book sit close together, but are so devastated by the scrawl as to be unreadable. Entire pantheons have dwindled and been reborn, silently recorded by this book.
So if I recall, the Second Sundering was when bunch. Yeah. It was the spell plague. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they did a lot with the Second Sundering. It was how they retconned all of their fourth edition nonsense that a lot of people didn't care for, and sort of reestablished stuff for 5th edition. Though I would also argue that 4th edition was kind of to reset all the accumulated shenanigans that had built up over decades in 3rd edition.
A monument to a forgotten god.
I mean, listen, when you do a lot of creative stuff, sometimes you need a reset button to just
The inscription
things
is in a language unknown
fresh.
to you.
4th edition just happened to not do it particularly well in terms of the lore. I think that by and large, the game overall benefited from the experimentation they did in 4th edition. I'm glad they didn't stick with that model, but I think it was good that they
What's that?
ran some of those experiments in the gameplay. Oh, secret door. What could it be? Charcuterie.
Oh, hells. Something just woke up.
And these guys were waiting for their wine tasting for a really long time.
On my way.
Now, unfortunately, I don't have advantage. So I'm going to use Firebolt because it has a higher damage potential. And then I'm going to dash just to diversify the sort of target spread.
Victory awaits.
And hopefully that way I
On the
can
move.
have him sneak around on subsequent turns. Now, this was maybe not like the smartest move, but I always forget to use her astral knowledge.
Well, so much for peace.
I should probably use it on wisdom
My way.
more, just because that would lead into her perception checks. But I don't know. It doesn't matter too much at this level, at this point. We're gonna shoot our bow. And miss. It's okay. Just a bunch of boneheads. It's fine if we miss. Here you go, Lae'zel. Oh boy, Ray of Frost. This was another thing that I forgot. I forgot that there were spellcasters throwing around Rays of Frost in this fight. I thought this fight was a little more straightforward. Just like, you know, dudes with swords and people with bows or something. I was incorrect. But it's fine. That's what I have healing potions for.
Over here.
I don't know why I'm trying to use like a piercing strike on something that doesn't have blood, but you know,
Time to strike.
we won't go into that. Pommel strike. Don't. Immune to dazed, which I find interesting. Alright, that giant sword that we got from the devil in the Nine Hells, already paying off. Seems like it's pretty good. This skeleton, no sense of humor.
Time to press ahead.
Just everyone casts a Ray of Frost. See, that's why the ambient temperature stays so low. You know, for the whiskey. It's because all these guys are casting Ray of Frost all over the place. You don't even need like those whiskey stones that they use to keep the stuff cool instead of ice.
I'll do it my way.
Yeah, you just cast a Ray of Frost. Alright, so again, sometimes there are some gameplay shenanigans. You know, I sneak up here, and obviously I can hit him, but for some reason when I set it up earlier to do it automatically as part of the movement, it was like, no, that's impossible.
I am fury.
It's like,
I am dead.
just did it, so it's not impossible, but whatever.
Make way.
Ray of Frost, though, very, very good spell. I feel like it's sometimes overlooked because people play in small arenas where movement doesn't matter too much.
Sometimes the only way out.
But if you can keep the ogre that's charging across the 100-foot field of battle toward you
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
from reaching your party, by doubling the number of turns it'll take it to reach you, and people are just hitting it with slings and arrows and spells of all sorts, it really adds up. Minna, I think Minna definitely needs some better armor, some higher AC, because she is getting pelted.
They will know what bit them.
Yeah, that firebolt is doing work.
A better position.
I forget why Astarion has firebolt. I guess it's just like a character thing for him. I mean, it's fine. It's just I don't
breathing,
know.
despite
I
everything.
don't know why he has it. Just to make it more logical that he would be an arcane trickster. Tension rising. Alright, do your sneak mode.
Outmaneuver them.
Go full solid snake.
A subtle approach.
There we go. Oh, sure, now we get the critical hit.
Swift and lethal. No time
Come
to
on,
waste.
Lae'zel. There we go.
Surrender their valuables, even after death.
So even before the fast forwarding that I did on some of the inventory clips, the timing of this recording works out remarkably well. As I just sort of head on back here.
A lot of effort to hide one sarcophagus.
Get some little bits of treasure. Imagine missing the Amulet of Lost Voices. Oh. Green flame! If you know, you know. And if you don't know, check out Acquisitions Incorporated. This guy looks like he definitely goes to whiskey tastings.
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life? I am not the same as those thou hast slain, if that is what thou askest. Wilt thou answer my question? So, I ask again, what is the worth of a single mortal life? And thus, balance is achieved. If all are at war, none can win. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
Yeah, so I went with the sort of hyperbolic answer, which I think ultimately isn't logically that much different from the first answer. It's just like
Here lies
more intense.
The guardian of tombs. Through knowledge comes atonement.
Like the first answer is very sort of middle of the road. I'm not really saying anything. Like everything, I think all of them are equally valuable. Whereas the one that I picked is like every life is of infinite value, which is another way of saying that every life is equally of merit. But, you know, one, sort of like a politician would say, and the other, like a very hyperbolic shonen anime protagonist would say. You know, the Dark Lord shows up and is like, huff, huff, huff. What is the matter? It is only a few meager mortal lives that I take, what do they matter? And the shonen hero will be like, each life is of infinite value and worth sacrificing everything for. But yeah, I like the way that Withers here replies to that sentiment. Just like, yes, very good. All right, now we can get the barbecue started. Heck yeah. You got any meat? Hey, Withers, you got any meat down here? No? Just bones. Okay, got it. Oh, maybe some jerky? You look like you're made of primarily jerky, so I thought maybe you'd maybe have some lying around, like some aged meat. I think that's a thing. Aged meat. And there's aged cheese. I feel like if you dry a meat with like jerky, you'd like do the same thing. But anyway, yeah, I managed to get a tight run on this. Just the way that it all sort of wraps up in about an hour. I do have an additional, like, sort of an episode 0.5 to add on to this. Just a little bit more wandering before we head up to the Goblin Cave. Or not the Goblin. The Druids. We'll go see the Druids later.